Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Proxar. Today I have a new best settings and sensitivity video for console players. I hope you guys really do enjoy it, but before we jump into it, I want to make sure that you guys know I will be releasing the secret thing that I used for my controller to give me the edge on all the other players in the game. So I feel like a lot of people don't even know about it. So if you guys really do want to see that, make sure to subscribe if you are new, and also if you haven't already, hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. I guess that helps you see the videos. I hope it does. I will be releasing it very soon, so I hope you guys are excited for that. But anyways, let's get into the best settings for PS4 and Xbox One players. So by hitting the little gear icon on the top right, you get into the settings, and the first tab of the settings is game. So going through every single thing on the game tab, first we have mouse sensitivity, which completely does not matter. So you can leave that at whatever number it is. It won't matter as long as you're using a controller. For your controller for X and Y, which are the next two, I leave them at 9, but I would personally suggest anything between 5 to 10. I think the lower sensitivities are just not as good because you can't turn as fast, you can't build as fast, you can't do a lot of things as fast. Next, we get into mouse sensitivity and mouse scope sensitivity. Again, do not matter unless you are using a mouse, which I personally don't. So just skip over those. Next, we have the wireless controller ADS sensitivity. For this, I put 0.5, same as the scope sensitivity, 0.5. Anything in that area I feel is good. Too high is not good, too low you can't even follow somebody if they're running sideways. So I would definitely try and keep around 0.5. Same with the scope sensitivity. You don't want to be too fast and you don't want to be too slow, so I feel like in the middle is just about perfect. Next, we have a new setting that has just come with this recent update. I think it's 3.5 we're on now. This set the scale of the HUD. Now this setting is your overall HUD, and if you don't know what that is, it's your mini map, it's your little weapons on the bottom, your health, your shield, everything that is not like the actual map itself that you're looking at is your HUD. And for me, I was able to get it down to 0.75, but for you it really depends on your screen on this one. But really try and make it as small as possible with you being able to see it, because the less HUD you have, the more you'll be able to see the enemies or whatever else you need to be seeing on the map in the game. Mess around with that until you feel comfortable, but try and get it on the lower side. Next, we have swap, accept, and back. I leave that on off. And matchmaking region, obviously put it to whatever is best for you, what region you're in. Invert view, you're really weird if you play on that. If you play on it, good for you, whatever works. But personally, I've never been on invert view, so I'd leave it off. It basically makes your controls reversed when you look up and down, I think, or left and right, one of those. So it's weird. Just leave it on off if you are not used to that already. Next, we have sprint, cancels, reloading. Now, I think a lot of people disagree on this, but personally, I like it on. Maybe because I played Call of Duty before, Fortnite a lot, and in most of those games, when you sprint, the reloading gets canceled, and it's just something out of habit that I like. That's kind of more of a preference thing, but personally, I think it's a little bit better to be able to cancel your reloading, especially if maybe you're reloading your gun and then a guy turns a corner. It'd be nice to be able to stop that reloading of an assault rifle or an RPG by quickly just sprinting a little bit. That's personally what I like. Keep that on or off. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you like best. Tap, search, interact. I just leave that off. Next, we have toggle targeting, which I leave off as well. Then there's auto equip better items. Why not? I leave it on. Vibration, I leave it on. If vibration annoys you, can turn it off, but I don't know. It's fine with me. Aim assist, if you're turning that off, you're doing a challenge. There's no reason to ever turn that off, so make sure you leave that on over everything else. Reset building choice. This is another kind of disagreeable thing. I like it personally on. I feel like most people probably like it on. What it basically does is if you take out your stairs, you build some stairs, and then you switch back to your gun. If you have it off, when you switch back to your building materials, your stairs are still there. But personally, I like to have out the wall just in case, because sometimes I like it where when you're building stairs and then you start shooting somebody and then all of a sudden you start getting shot from another angle, you want to switch back to your building materials, and the first thing you want is your wall because you're trying to stop bullets usually, so you should leave this one on. Turbo building I also like. I leave it on. It really does help with building faster in the game. Auto material change, you should definitely leave that on. There's really no reason, I think, to really turn that off, because if your materials run out, it used to be annoying in the old update to have to change it yourself, so definitely leave auto material on. Show spectator count, if that bothers you, turn it off. You're here to you're here to get kills and win games, and if the amount of spectators you have bothers you, turn it off. But personally, I don't really care. I think it's funny when people spectate me, so I leave it on. Controller auto run. I turn this thing off. I hate this thing. Maybe they are working on improving it, but it was a good idea in the beginning. I was excited about it, but it ended up messing up more than anything. And sometimes I'd even end up running out of my base when I wasn't trying to actually auto run. I'd just keep running and run out of my base. So I personally have that off. If you're really lazy and you don't like holding down the stick when you're like running from the storm or something, I guess you can have it on. But I think if you're really about getting those wins, I'd turn it off because it messes up more than anything for me. Streamer mode, I personally have it off. All it does is mask people's names. Basically everybody's name will just be player 123 or something like that. They won't have their real names. Just turn it off, who cares. Record replays, I leave that on. Why not? They have the replay mode. It's cool to mess around with. Record large team replays, it says right there allows disabling replay recording in large team modes, which may improve performance. 50 versus 50 isn't out while I'm making this video, so I'm not sure how much that really matters. I'm just gonna leave it off because that's kind of scary. It's a setting, I guess, maybe in 50 versus 50 maybe it will make you lag or something. I don't know. So I'm just going to leave it off for now. That doesn't really matter with your normal games though, especially in solo or duo or something. So leave it off for now. Finally, we got through all of the game settings. It's a lot in that one. That's going to be most of them. Next, we have the brightness calibration. Now, this is another thing that kind of depends on your TV, the screen you're using. But personally, I think if you can raise it as much as possible without it looking terrible, I love having it on 0.75. I think the game still looks amazing, and it also helps with seeing people in shadows or behind trees and help you kind of see in those darker places. So definitely try and raise it up a little bit at least. I have mine on 0.75 and it works perfect for me. Next are the audio settings. Now for these, I like to put them all down to 0.5 except for sound effects volume and voice chat volume. This is because the sound effects volume is the gunshots, it's the footsteps, it's the building. I feel like it's very important, and if you can put your other sounds down and then turn up the sound effects volume, it's going to help you not see, but hear people running up on you or building on you, different things like that. So it's very important to hear footsteps in this game, and that's the reason why I have it turned up more than the others. Now you could have all of them at 0.75, then those two at 100 because it'll still be the same difference, but for me that's what works best with my setup. And then all you have to do is just turn up your sound a little bit, and then all of a sudden all the gunshots, all the footsteps are louder than everything else, and you have this super hearing ability all of a sudden. So it really does help out with certain situations like that. Subtitles, doesn't matter. Voice chat, leave it on, why not? Next we have accessibility, and as for colorblind people, I'm not colorblind, so I'm not even gonna go into this. I can see all the llamas. I guess that's a eye test, so I guess you're taking an eye test right now. If you can't see those llamas, maybe you want to mess with that, but I can see them pretty fine. So I'm just gonna move on to the next one, which is input. Does not matter. I'm using a controller, and most of you probably are too. Next, we have wireless controller. Now this is the good stuff. This is the new configuration called Builder Pro. You have all these other configurations, and it used to be Combat Pro was the best one to use, but since this update, I and probably many others think Builder Pro is the way to go. It just makes so much sense, and you're gonna be able to build so much faster than people not using these settings once you get good with them. I'm still working on getting better with them, but it just makes so much sense to use these because it's just like you play on PC. You see these people building on PC so fast, and finally console has something a little bit more towards that. Of course, we'll never be at the same level because it's just faster on PC, but still on console, if you want to be the fastest builder possible, which is arguably more important than anything else in the game, so I definitely go with the Builder Pro configuration. It's really not that much different from Combat Pro, which most of you are probably used to already. All that's changed is stuff with your building, and obviously that's a big change and it matters a lot, but if you can just get used to the new building. And then next setting is just the account setting, which I should probably connect because I stream basically daily. So maybe I should benefit off of that and actually connect that. So that is going to wrap up the best settings and best sensitivity for console players. I hope you guys did really enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Also, leave a comment telling me what you changed about it to make it better for you. And also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I stream daily. Also, I'll be uploading the video of the thing I use on my controller that gives me an advantage over everybody in my game. So I hope you guys do come back for that, and I hope to see you guys in the streams. Other than that, hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.